It is the RIOT podcast. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Happy podcast.
Are you guys in there? Hello?
Yes, we are.
So, wait. Oh, it has to happen.
Podcast stretch.
You guys go ahead and stretch too. Go for it. Wait. Left arm up.
Are you going to get dizzy?
Of course not. When does that ever happen?
That's not a concern at all.
There's a lot of coffee talk in today's podcast, and we even decide how we want to have Black Rifle coffee delivered.
Just some options.
Just
some
a couple options.
Suggestions. And it's not just that coffee, but I feel like we could get a lot of deliveries a different way.
Yeah, just to let you know, you'll find out. Other things, we talk about your cat, the Thundercats, Godzilla, Narcissism, chickens and predators, Lawn Mower Simulators, essential artists.
Oh, did you put in the power washing simulator as well?
I sure did.
Okay, good. We got both games coming.
Yeah, so listen, if you feel like you need an escape from your world.
And you want to do it seems like it's all outdoor home repair stuff or like maintenance, but don't want to physically actually do it. We got simulators for it.
Well, Nikki, maybe the difference here is that you and I live we live in a house.
Yeah.
So we have a lawn.
You don't have a house. You want to still mow, but not have it be your job. Then this could get that out.
Or if you're in an apartment.
In a healthy way.
And you're like, I want to power wash. I want to mow.
And they won't let me.
Well, here's some options. So you guys enjoyed today's podcast. We'll be doing a live event later this week.
Yeah, we should do an after show on our Facebook page. So follow RadioU RIOT. We've got some new peep flavors, and we'll just catch up before Easter.
All right. You guys have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
RIOT Podcast, RadioU.
Today, I'm going to do something that is... I can't decide if are we in stupid territory, heartbreaking territory, I don't know.
You want to just throw it out there so we can tell you?
I have a stack of, let's say, 25 Blu-rays that I want to get rid of.
You want the trash can?
That's me. No, listen.
I know.
Listen. I've tried giving them to people who are like,
you just can't.
I actually offered, I sent a picture of him to Hudson. I was like, do you want any of these?
Yeah.
His response was, I'm trying not to buy any more
movies.
Anymore. I was like, I'm not selling.
But he didn't want any more physical stuff.
He didn't want, it wasn't, free was too expensive because the price of it taking up space in his living quarters was more than he was willing to pay.
I know. So what are you going to do?
Well, I got a gift card to Half Price Books.
Yeah.
It's my intention to use that tonight, and I'm going to take those Blu-rays with me. Now, let's be clear.
Hurt.
If they gave me 50 cents altogether,
sure,
I'd be like, yeah, we did something here.
Oh, that low for all of them?
I don't know, but I can just tell you that I have tried
to get rid of them.
Every friend group I have, I'm like, hey, does anybody want one of these movies? And every once in a while, someone will take one.
Sure. You know what you need to do?
What?
We need to have a garage sale. That's the only time those things sell.
So what, you want to do that? Oh my gosh. If we had a RadioU garage sale.
Right out front. Just
and,
right there.
Just
People
right
can
in front of the studio.
Through,
you drive through.
Shout out what you want. We'll throw it at you. You can Venmo or just cash us whatever. And then you just on your merry way.
because COVID. I keep forgetting.
I think I saw some people do garage sales towards the end of last summer. But in my neighborhood, they would always do a big one and they did not. So I bet I bet you this summer they'll do something.
Probably.
It'll come back, and then you can just sell them then.
You know what? I've had them stacked up at the bottom of my stairs forever.
You just want them out.
Yes, and I keep showing them to people, taking them to people, and I finally decided, dude, something has to happen here.
Yeah.
Something has to happen.
Well.
So I just want you to know, those are, if you figure that, let's say there's 20.
Yeah.
And I paid at least $10 a piece, which is fair.
Yeah.
So at least $200.
And you'll
that is completely worthless.
You probably get 50 cents.
I'm going to tell you something that makes this even worse is that the reason I'm replacing them is because I bought them in 4K.
So you already have another disc.
Yeah.
People just don't want the clutter. You like that. Not the clutter, but you like having the physical disc. And
I do.
Obviously, audio quality, and you like that.
Here's what's really dumb is I pulled those movies out of my stacks because I thought, you know what? Some people will be thrilled. Like, I was doing it because I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome to go somewhere? And they're like, here, have some free movies. And I love how I'm the only person that feels that way. And everybody else is like, oh yeah, no, I just,
I couldn't possibly.
I'm really, like, for real, I'm good, man. I'm
so
good.
let's see. Sam says use Declutter. That's where I sold a whole bunch of my Blu-rays and DVDs.
Declutter.
So it's an online thing. You could always remember we could sell them into Amazon. Do they still do that buyback program?
Do they?
Yeah, remember you could
Amazon video
put each one in, find out you're only getting 25 cents for each of them, and then mail them into them.
Oh, I don't even see on this list of things that they'll accept are e-readers, tablets, home security devices, gaming, cell phones. Let's see, movie. Like, will they take? I don't think they'll take them.
Not anymore.
I don't. No, looks like no. And who can blame them?
Because they don't want to.
Because nobody wants
give
them.
to the library. Just put them in the box, like the return box. They don't need to know that it's you. It's like a gift.
Just dump them off.
Just dump them in there.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
They'll be like, oh, look, the Blu-ray fairy came and brought us some stuff.
Here we go. Sell Blu-rays. Sell it, send it, spend it. I'll tell you what. I just want them out. That's all I'm looking to do.
With minimal effort.
Okay. Well, you know what? Okay. Sam, I might use the declutter thing. That sounds like a pretty good idea.
All right. So, well, keep working on that. Thanks for the ideas, guys. But just remember, he just wants out.
Dakota says take them to an exchange, which I think is like a used. Mm-hmm. We don't have those anymore. We had one. I used to go in there and buy used 4K Blu-rays because it was actually fairly inexpensive. Yeah, the pandemic ate it. And it never came back.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
RadioU.
During the pandemic, especially during the stay-at-home segment, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. You guys remember that? And you found out that you were essential. And you were like, huh.
Some people were not in agreement if they found out they were essential. Others were surprised their jobs were not counted as essential. It just kind of depended.
It really just came. And my response to it was always like, wow, you guys don't treat us like we're essential the rest of the year. You treat us like we're the trash taking out the trash. But it's cool.
It's fine.
No big deal. So here's a question, though. Like, there's essential workers.
Yeah.
But, Nikki, what about an essential artist?
What's that mean?
Well, artists create.
Sure.
And we need to find some essential ones. And my question, I guess, to you, Nikki, is we found out we were essential workers. But do you think you and I could pass for essential artists?
Probably not. Even in the creative side where it's like so artistic you don't understand it. That might be where we are. You could just call us art. And if you say it with enough confidence, then somebody might not question you.
This is art.
I know it's art, but it's like a performance art.
Which is important.
It is.
Well, I'll tell you this. In San Francisco, they announced yesterday that they are going to choose 130 eligible artists who have been affected by the pandemic and they're going to deem them essential. And they're going to, for the next 6 months, give them $1,000 a month. Just because here's money. You're essential. Here's some basic income.
First off, in San Francisco, that does nothing.
I know. That would be like where you and I live, the city calling to say, like, we're going to give you $10 a month to help you with your expenses.
And we hope it helps you out. It's just the cost of living in San Francisco is so much higher.
Astronomically higher.
And then I just have a hard time with all this stuff because then everybody's paying for it. It's just hard. Like, we don't just have money to give. It's good to support, but I don't know. We wouldn't get it.
The only thing I say is, like, when I see people handing out money, I'm not on board unless I can get in the special group that gets the money.
Until then.
And then I'm like, you know what we need? We need more things like this. So, more money for essential artists like me.
The payments are part of a new pilot program under the Economic Recovery and efforts to support the arts. The relief program will support artists that live and work in San Francisco who are income qualifying, and that will be for 6 months starting in May.
All right.
$1,000 payments each month.
We need to move to San Francisco and start qualifying.
No, remember, that won't help you as much. I mean, that's not even a part of rent at that point.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And if they're saying you need to live in San Francisco to qualify, like most people can't afford to be in San Francisco. You're right on the outsides.
Okay, how about this? Do I have to, have a fixed address in San Francisco? Because a lot of people live there.
You have a P.O. box.
I'll get a P.O. box. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I'm sure they check and make sure and run that past it. An applicant who lives alone, if you make about $60,000 or less, you're eligible for the payment. If you have 5 people dependent on your income and you make $94,000 or less, you're also eligible too. So I don't know.
94,000 or less.
Well, if you have 5 people dependent on you, if you're on the higher end, that's the low end there. It's going to make you mad.
It's fine.
It's going to make you mad, and don't worry about it. We're not eligible. We're not part of that world.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, I found it.
What'd you find?
I found our game for this summer. This is you and me. Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Is it like the truck driving simulator, but it's mowing your lawn?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, that could be amazing.
So, okay, I'm looking at it, and the thing that's funny about it is there's no gameplay graphics.
Yeah.
But looking at the trailer, they do these kind of, flyby displays of the mowers. So you're going to be able to buy and customize your mowers.
Mower? To unlock them? Oh my gosh.
So I only see 3 mowers so far, but apparently you're going to be able to create your own evergreen business. And there's going to be a career mode, free roam,
I like that
and a
the
challenge mode.
So the free roam, I assume, is you're just out there mowing whatever.
Man, you see a neighbor and you're like, I'm here to help, guys. I'm here to help.
I guess this could be fun. I mean, you don't mow your real lawn, or maybe you don't live at a place where you get to mow. Like if you're in an apartment, you're like, man, I really wish I could mow. Maybe this could be
the one.
Yeah, this would be what you need. This could be fun.
I mean, maybe it's like I've talked to people that really like the truck driving simulator games.
Yeah.
And they've said, look, I know it's dumb, but you just kind of zone out and relax. There's this weirdly relaxing thing about doing this, which, you know what?
They cover it. They say it allows you to enjoy the challenge and serenity of mowing the great British countryside.
Okay. So that's the idea. Like I'm in Britain, I'm mowing. In a
variety of modes while ensuring cash flow of your empire remains as green as the blades you're cutting.
Perfect. See, that's us.
I think we should absolutely do this. Now, when does this come out?
Summer 2021.
So they say.
Somewhere between now and September 20th.
We have a chance to play this lawn mowing simulator game.
Well, I'm just telling you that I don't know when, I don't know what. This, though.
This is what we have to play.
We need to do an after show with this.
I don't know if you mentioned, is it only for Xbox? Is it for anything else?
It says it's going to also eventually come to PC. Mm-hmm. But, if everything goes according to plan, I'll have an Xbox again.
Okay.
So we should be able to play.
There you go. If you want to watch the Lawn Mowing Simulator, that was the Xbox announcement. You're like, no good games are coming.
Wrong.
This one might come out this summer, and you're wrong to say that because this seems like a good game.
Oh, man, just the fun I'm already having.
Gosh, what if it's amazing, though? What if it really is calming and it's like the best?
You just chill? I mean, I imagine, I don't know this, but I'm guessing that it's going to show up on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
If you just threw that in Xbox Game Pass, I'd download it.
It just needs to be play it. Just needs to be free. So
just relax and mow the lawn. The thing is, though, I don't find the lawn relaxing because I hate mowing.
But you love video games, so maybe that would be a relaxing version of it. Sure.
Yeah. All right.
You're basically listening to a real-time cringe compilation. This is The Riot on RadioU.
I want to say hey to Aaron, who just sent us Power Wash Simulator.
Now, this goes back a few minutes. We talked about Xbox had unveiled a little bit of a trailer for Lawn Mowing Simulator. You can run your own company, mow lawns in the Great British countryside,
yeah.
just all looking nice for a lawn mowing one. And now you can power wash for another one.
So here's one where you just power wash stuff. And I'll have to tell you.
Is it the same formula, though? Like you are making money as someone who goes and power washes?
I don't know if you're making money, but I know this, that you just so calmly just take your time and
back and forth.
Just clean that thing up. Now, it's not available now. It looks like you can download their demo, maybe, but it's going to be coming out this summer. And I got to tell you.
On Steam, is that the one?
Well, yeah, it's on Steam, but then also, yeah, it looks like it's only going to be on Steam for now. Play our demo, and there's a demo for it.
Actually, it looks like it'd be pretty satisfying. Just because you're just going back and forth. Weirdly calming to, no, not in real life, but just in the game to power wash everything.
Have you ever power washed anything?
I've not. I would think it would bug me because, can you get everything clean or?
It's not always like 100% perfect, but I'll just tell you right now, power washing is just like, whoa. You just... First off, you feel really powerful because you're just blowing dirt away in a way that it would take you forever to scrub it off. But you just a little water, you're just like, burn. And, it's absurd. The last time I borrowed somebody's power washer to do something, and I only had it for about 3 minutes, and I was like, I need to buy one of these right now.
I have to do more with this.
I need to buy a power washer.
So it looks like a game you might get into just for a bit, and then maybe you forget about it after a while. So I'm not sure how expensive it's going to be, but
I don't know.
There you go. Looks like that's also coming out sometime this year, second quarter. You could get Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, man, I just feel relaxed watching this stuff get cleaner.
Doesn't it? You see how nice it is?
The thing is, I don't even like cleaning. But power washing, if you could come up with a way for me to hold a gun and make that how I clean things, because it's just that feeling. I'll be honest with you. I spent the entire time I was power washing pretending I was a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
You're just like, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
The only thing I just don't like is sometimes... by the trailer, you're just watching a few seconds of it. But then when you actually play it, independent games like this can get really bad for the gameplay.
It depends.
And that's annoying.
If they nail it,
Well, there's not
Power
much.
Wash Simulator doesn't exist, but in virtual reality.
There's not a lot to this game. I think it'd be hard to have the gameplay be poor because there's nothing to it. It's just going back and forth. But we'll see. Maybe they made it possible.
You're a sweet kid.
I know. It could still be bad.
Remember Bee Simulator?
That was so bad. And then I also got the Rambo Roomba game. And its gameplay is also super bad. Now, thankfully, I didn't pay a lot for that one, but it was just disappointing because some of the more creative games, fun-looking games, you buy them, you get into it, and it is just poorly set up.
So I guess what I'm saying, Nikki, is it doesn't matter. Even a power wash game could be bad.
It could be bad.
It could be.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So yesterday I think we talked about it around this time where I was talking about picking up, I meant to get Black Rifle coffee and instead I bought Bulletproof coffee because it was like gun, bullet, same thing.
Well, you got them on Amazon and it's not like the Bulletproof style of coffee.
No, it's just a brand.
It's the brand of coffee.
Right. Now, on this brand of coffee, which arrived yesterday and I brewed this morning, and again, I bought it on Amazon, there's instructions for making quote-unquote bulletproof coffee.
Sure.
It feels a little pretentious. I've got to get some fitness water, and then I brew that with 2.5, I think it was 8 ounces of water, 2.5 tablespoons of the coffee itself, and then, 2 tablespoons of butter. And I did not put any butter in my coffee. We actually had... our friend Andrew from the American Heart Association came in. This was a couple of years ago. American Lung Association. And he brought us some Bulletproof coffee that he made himself.
Yeah.
And so it was, let's be clear, it was delicious.
It was. It's weird because, you knew the butter was in there, but it was good. I feel like Bulletproof coffee, I don't know a lot of people who still make it as much. Right. But for a while there, that was all the rage.
Hotness. Yeah. And it made me sick. Like, it took an hour or two, but my body was like, what have you done?
Like, where's the toast? You're supposed to put the butter on the toast. You've made a mistake.
Like, give me something.
I need bread on my stomach to have this.
Give me something, dude.
Well, did you get the coffee in? Did you try? Did you like it?
You know what? I brewed it this morning, and it was fine. which...
Oh, that's it.
Okay, let me say this. I obviously did not follow their brew instructions exactly. Instead, I just brewed it the way I normally would.
Yeah.
And I got their blend called the Mentalist, which is a little darker. And I typically go with a slightly lighter blend. But you know what? It was very good. By very good, I mean the flavor didn't strike me, but it was not a bitter cup of coffee.
When's your Black Rifle come in?
I didn't even order it.
You didn't yet?
I just decided I would
use this up.
I'd drink through.
Well, Catherine said Black Rifle Gunship is so tasty.
Gunship?
Is that the blend?
What is the deal, guys?
That's real names right there. It's real.
I don't. Okay, listen. All respect for our men and women of the armed forces, but I don't need to feel like I'm out on some Afghani plane, waking up from my whatever and grabbing my sniper rifle and my cup of coffee.
They want words that just can convey how powerful the blend is.
Sure. All right.
So they need these big words.
It's fine. You know what? It's fine. Everybody's got a shtick. And I'd love to imagine, and the company would probably shoot me for this. I'd love to imagine going there and they're all like, guns are icky, but I've been to their website. They live the life of the coffee that they're talking about. I've seen it. It's real.
It's absolutely real. But they say you should always buy Black Rifle from them and not someone was telling us yesterday that they mark it up on Amazon.
Yeah.
So you can probably get a better deal from them.
You know what? While we're talking about it, I'm just going to go over there. I'm just going to go over and order some.
Just try it. Try the gunship one for Catherine's sake.
All right.
That way, if you don't like it, you have a particular person you can blame.
What the heck? I'm ordering for 1 to 5 people.
What's that mean?
I'm getting it ground. I don't care. I know everybody's all like, wah.
You're doing it wrong.
You know what? Who has time to grind it?
You're supposed to make the time.
Yeah, because you care enough.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
All right, I did it. I ordered Black Rifle Coffee Gunship Blend.
Yay!
It's coming.
When does it get here?
I don't know. Whatever.
When does the ship come?
When is the gunship arriving?
It better come in an impressive way.
Wait, you're telling me that this gunship coffee is arriving via the USPS? So am I supposed to be one of those people that are like, the gunship coffee is super pro-America? Or is it I'm not letting some government deliver my coffee to me?
No, I envision some truck just pulls in real fast. They don't stop. And instead
they throw it.
They
shoot it. It's got a coffee cannon.
They pull the pin and then they toss it up and over your yard and then it lands at your front door. I imagine that's how something so American gets to your house.
I do like the idea of a t-shirt cannon, but it's a coffee cannon.
Inside your house, you hear boom, boom. And it gets to your front on the top second floor. Actually, no, it gets delivered to your backyard.
Son, if you can't climb up and get that coffee, you ain't worth it.
You don't get to drink it. It goes to your
climb the rope, boy.
It goes to your back door. So that's why it's safer when it's there. Oh, I so wish that's how it was delivered.
I mean, I kind of do, but also, I'll just tell you, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to, go get the coffee and that's all.
Well, that's fine, too. I'm sure that's how it'll be.
And they're like, yeah, this is lazy ship coffee.
You can choose that. You can choose when you
choose the option.
Yeah, you're just lazy or the real American way, and then you could choose that one.
Oh my gosh, I have so many emails from these people now. And that's the thing, when you sign up for anything, they're like, here's 14 emails.
Well, they want to welcome you.
Well, I feel so welcome right now.
And they'll send you many, many more throughout the rest of the day.
Can we share your information with our marketing prompters?
Dakota got it. An eagle swoops in and drops it off. That's the American way.
Oh,
you just hear the eagles call.
Gosh.
And then your coffee's at your front door.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, I wish. Well, now, everything else will just be so boring.
My Alexa, Fire TV Cube, when Amazon delivers something, it makes this little noise to let you know that it's been delivered. So it would just be like that, where, come on, you ready? Oh, yeah.
That's not an eagle, but we understand.
It's not an eagle, but that's the sound.
Now, Max said delivered by drone. I think eagle is better. I think you really need to get the real bird in there.
I agree. And I saw that the bald eagle population is no longer endangered. Like, they've quadrupled in the last 10 years.
Well, this will take care of it, won't it?
We train the eagles to deliver the coffee.
Oh, these are just ideas, guys. This is not real.
Hey, we're spitballing, and it takes time.
Sometimes when companies, they have to evolve into something bigger and better because that's getting people talking about them.
They just got to be able to pay for it.
If not, this is totally a commercial advertising thing they should do. Like the ways that we get your coffee to you.
Okay. Real talk. When I go to their website and I read up on it, I don't feel like that's their brand.
You don't?
No, I feel like that's what you and I feel like their brand is.
Oh, but it's not.
I feel like their brand is more like, we ain't got time for no commie advertising. That's what I feel like their brand
sure.
is. And maybe I could be getting that way wrong, by the way, but that's what it speaks to me.
So a drone piloted by the eagle, there it is. That's perfect.
Why not?
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So we've been talking coffee for like an hour. Here's one last bit of coffee items, Nikki. Did you know that 50 years ago today, the very first Starbucks opened?
Oh, 50 years ago?
50 years ago today.
Maybe I forget it's that old.
March 30th, 1971
All right.
was when it opened. And what was that down at the Seattle Pier?
The market? Yeah, the
Pike's Market.
Yeah. So we went to Seattle for some work and we went to go see the original one.
We sure did.
Yeah, we did. I think we got a drink from there. I don't remember. I can't recall.
I don't know if we got a drink, but I bought something.
Did you buy a cup? Did you get a mug? Do you remember?
Probably.
Did we see the line and not want to go in at that time?
No, because Nikki and we were on East Coast time, and so we went down there at like 5 a.m.
There was nothing else open.
Because Nikki and I, we go from East Coast time to West Coast time, and we're morning show hosts. So we get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning like, oh, hey, I don't understand why there's nothing to do.
I can't sleep anymore. Yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah, but it worked out for us because we got to do a bunch of stuff early before real, regular, normal people emerged from their holes. And so, yeah, we went down there, and I don't remember drinking any coffee, but I know for sure I at least bought souvenir mugs for two of my friends.
Yeah.
So did I get myself something? I know I got a donut at some point. In fact, I had like
we got
donuts.
those from Top Pot.
I know, but I was going to say I had donuts in the glove compartment for later. I had now donuts and later donuts.
It's because you didn't want anybody to break in the car.
Steal our donuts.
We didn't want anybody to take it.
So, yeah, it was 50 years ago today they opened. And, I'm looking at an article here about how Starbucks has changed coffee. Mostly, even if you don't like coffee, in a lot of ways, they're responsible for the coffee revolution kind of spreading through the Midwest because there was a time when coffee was just whatever. And now, obviously, I've got Black Rifle coffee, Bulletproof coffee. It's serious business out there. So 50 years ago today.
That's interesting. Here we have so many to the point where it's like, why do we literally have one on every side of the corner?
Well, and you can tell they're run by corporate because they'll be like, let's close the store on this corner and open one on this corner.
Well, they used to have in some places the grocery store ones, but now they opened up the freestanding stores just for mostly drive-through stuff.
Yeah.
But I went on Friday and man, there's a new one near us. I must have waited in line 13, 14 minutes. And I just felt like, in some drive-through things, they have a clock to tell you hey, how fast are we making this? They must have just shut the clock off.
Just turn it off, man.
They're just don't look at it. Just we'll get to you when we get to you. Man,
I'm not trolling. I'm just telling you, I just don't think it's that good.
But the other drinks are good.
It's consistent. You can get a consistent cup of coffee there, but I am not a Starbucks coffee fan.
But you just like regular stuff.
What does that mean?
Well, no, you like just coffee.
I like coffee.
You don't need to just get coffee there.
Everybody else is there for a milkshake.
We're there for everything else. Exactly.
I came for the coffee and they're just wait, coffee?
You're not supposed to just get that.
Starbucks?
You have to get other stuff.
What?
Well, there you go. So how many years? 50 years?
Would you like a cake pop?
Put it in your coffee.
I would, but that's beside the point.
It's just best you don't go.
So, 50 years ago today.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, you have a cat. You've had many cats.
I have. I'm down to one cat Panda. That's it. He's all that's left. And he's 14, so he's older.
He's, just doing his thing.
Just doing his thing. Just trying to live out the rest of his life the best he can. As finally being the only cat.
He moved to Florida and he's just, enjoying life down south? He's
just retired down to his own room.
Yeah, I get that. So I love this story so much. It's about this. Okay, so there's a couple in the UK who they, like the people next to them, I guess they must own a condo or something, but the people next to them are selling.
Yeah.
So they look at their real estate listing for the people next to them, and in the photos, they see their cat.
Why is their cat in their photos? In the house or just like outside?
It gets weirder. The people next door apparently thought they had kind of adopted a stray that would come over.
That happens all the time.
So their cat was... also someone else's cat.
Yeah.
And this cat is all over the house.
Isn't that awesome?
Like it's their cat.
That can happen, especially if you have an outdoor cat. The outdoor cat can just walk around and get food from different people. There's been many stories about someone assuming they're taking care of a stray, but the cat is just trying to get more food out of them.
Unbelievable.
And then goes back to its home.
I need to send this to my mom. My mom has cat that she'll feed, and I'm just like, dude.
You're feeding someone else's cat.
That's somebody else's cat.
Probably.
It probably is.
I've only had indoor cats. I've never had outdoor cats. I've never experienced that.
To me, I don't even see what the point is in having an outdoor cat. Because it won't stay. But it's not going to stay in your yard.
A lot of times they do, or they'll just come back. They'll come back in in the evening. They just like to hang out outside.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I like to hang out outside if the weather's nice.
But not if it's not nice. They'll then stay inside on those days.
I mean, there's roughly 2 weeks a year that I find the weather acceptable. But man, when it's those 2 weeks, I'm outside like crazy.
Listen, cats are different. But if you look back, you're like, wow, they really have a plan, don't they? You could just go out there, go to different houses, get different food on different days. People are feeling sympathetic for you. They don't know that you do already have a home.
I'm jealous. I want to go to my neighbors and take a nap and get something to eat, and then I'll go home.
In the story, did they go over and talk to their neighbors? Like, hey, this is actually our cat? Or does it have anything about that?
No. There isn't anything in the story about when they, But actually, you know what? That's not true. It says that they did end up talking to people, thought it was like a neighborhood cat. And it was theirs.
Well, good, because otherwise, what if you would have moved and then felt like you had to take the cat with you? You could have taken your neighbor's cats. Put a collar on it.
That's so funny.
Put a little tag.
You move away and you're like, you know what? I just can't stand the idea of this little tabby cat not having any place to stay.
You think it's a stray, so you bring it with you. And you just stole your neighbor's cat.
And in the meantime, there's a child crying somewhere that's just like, I need to do my cat.
I know. And they're like, I'm sure he'll come back one day. No, he won't. Your neighbors took him with them.
No. He's chilling with the neighbors. Don't you worry. Wow.
Be aware. And if you have an outdoor cat, just see what's going on.
Follow him a little bit.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
So I have had the longest run of sickness in my life ever. It's just been going on forever. And just when I thought, I was better last week, I had a sinus infection, and I'm actually starting to really genuinely feel better, which I don't want to jinx it.
I know. I'm like, don't say anything. No one say anything.
I've told Nikki I was so excited that yesterday I didn't take a nap.
Wow. And you're like, oh, what's wrong with a nap?
I'm a real big boy now.
Listen, he wasn't clocking in nap hours. That was practically your overnight sleep hours.
It was crazy.
You have to watch.
Yeah. When I didn't come in last Tuesday, the Monday leading up to Tuesday, I slept a grand total of, after the riot, of about 4.5 hours spread across 2 naps. That's not something's wrong.
Now, no one panic, but next week Obi's off for vacation. But it's not because he'll be sick. Everyone will ask me, but he's not sick. He's just on vacation.
And I know, I get it. You're just like, what, dude, have you even worked to take a vacation? Hey, listen, I haven't been playing, okay? I've been sick. I'm going to a home where I can recover. I'm going to a convalescence center.
A vacation home just to recover from all that.
Oh, man. So yesterday, like the big hook is they say that if you have long haul COVID, which I've had and whatever, is that if you get the vaccine, it's supposed to help you.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw that people who have had COVID that get vaccinated in one study, it showed that it more than tripled their antibodies. So you guys can argue over the whatever. I'm getting the vaccine, whatever. Except that's something I say because
you haven't gotten it yet, but you could. It's open.
No, you can't. You can't. Like
you need to go outside our city areas. You need to go outside that.
Okay. Genuine problem here. I like this week because I'm vacationing next week. I got a lot going on this week, and so I don't have the 2 hours I would need to drive an hour away from where we live to get the shot and an hour back. And I'm sincere about that. When the time in the day when I would have that time, they're closed.
Well, they say you can do it on Saturday. You got the time Saturday.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Maybe I should do that.
Whenever it is more open.
The only time I found, and I'm not kidding, available within a 50-mile radius, keeping in mind that I probably haven't looked everywhere, was this Friday at 8:30. And I was like, I'm working. So
I was going to say, please do not leave the show.
No, I'm not.
Do that. But what you can do is sign up for the one that gives you 30 minutes. And then if you go, you go.
What's that?
You sign up and then it's basically when there's leftover.
Wait, do I Google the one that gives you 30 minutes?
It's a 30-minute window. And basically you sign up so that in your radius, if someone has a leftover.
An opening?
Yeah, or an opening or leftover or just someone didn't show up, you've got 30 minutes to go or you can take that spot. A lot of people have just been kind of getting in that way.
Okay, so do you remember anything about it other than that?
Isn't that enough?
I'm completely sincere.
I'll find it for you.
It's not quite enough.
I'll find it for you.
I appreciate it. And Nikki, I appreciate you.
No, it's a real way to get it.
Okay.
If not, I'm just going to take you over to the pharmacy and just sit you out there, and then you just wait.
Let's see. I'll tell you what. There's a city that's about 25 minutes from where I live. Let's try. I'll look there too. But I just want you to know, like, they're on TV, like, anyone can get the vaccine. And I'm like, lies!
You can. It's not as easy in more populated areas unless you do one of the big, rolling things and you just go to the big giant shot-a-thon.
Actually, I had somebody.
They're just doing everybody and everything.
I will tell you, I had somebody that hit me up last night on Messenger and said, hey, their church is doing
one of the big ones?
Yeah. So like you just go between this certain time and like as long as they have vaccines, you get vaccinated in this 4-hour window.
Yeah.
But again, it's like 90 minutes away and I appreciate the knowledge, but I don't have 3 hours.
Well,
like,
Trevor,
what? You don't care about your health? I do, but
listen, guys, he's recovering. So
complicated.
Give him a bit. Trevor said he got his from the leftover set. That's the best way.
Where do you just go in and tell them like, hey, do you guys have any leftovers?
No, where there's leftovers. So again, they just call you and you can come in.
So it's like cold pizza. I love cold pizza.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
It's perfect.
It's exactly how it is.
Okay, I have some cold pizza at home. I'm going to eat later.
The Riot RadioU.
Excuse me, Dr. Nikki.
Yeah.
Do you know, after let's say that I found a place where I could get a vaccine shot this
week?
This week, like on Thursday. But they say you get really sick after your second one.
Yeah.
Usually.
If you're going to experience something, it's probably that one.
So when do you get...
I think it's after 20 or 21 days you can get it.
Okay, so then that would be 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, sure. So maybe on that Friday. And then
Then you could recover if needed over that weekend.
Oh,
and it doesn't mean you'll get something. It just, you want to plan to make sure. If you don't plan, could be planning to fail.
That's wonderful.
So just to be aware of it.
That's wonderful. Okay. Well, that's good. You're right. But, have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to your family members about your plan so that
they know.
So that they know.
So that way, in case you need your friends or family, because you don't feel so good.
Okay, it looks like I might actually have
an opening?
A thing.
To get a vaccine?
Yeah, maybe. I'm working on it right now. So I'll get back to you guys.
Let me know how it goes.
See, aren't you guys glad that we get to spend all of this time together? We're on this journey together, okay? We're eating Peeps together. We're talking about coffee. We're scheduling our vaccinations together.
It's a real family event, isn't it?
I'll just tell you right now, the family that vaccines together gets mercury poisoning together.
Stop
no, that's not it. Gets,
what is that?
What? The family that vaccinates together gets immunized together.
I like this one. Aaron said fiance got the Moderna one and is about your age. Didn't get sick after his second shot at all. Maybe a little tired. Aaron, the problem is with Obi, you don't know how that is. It can be, you just don't know. You're like, oh, nothing should happen. But if something were to, it would probably with Obi.
You guys don't know how many days after the show I've had to sleep for an hour
to get back into things.
Before I drove home. And you're like, nuh-uh. Yaha. So many times.
Maybe this will make that better, though.
No, that's why I'm doing it.
They say the vaccine will help if you're a COVID long hauler, and he is, and that's why he gets so exhausted.
I actually asked a friend last night. I was like, have I always been like this?
You've always been tired, but you could.
Not like this.
No. This is next level.
Okay.
Which was so funny because when you were just normal tired, you thought that was the worst. You didn't even know there was other layers.
You didn't know that you could go beyond that. And I want you to know, they're so tired you think you can't make it, but you actually can.
You can.
And then they're so tired that you actually can't make it.
I wish you could go back to that, Obi,
and show him.
Be like, listen, it could get way worse. You had no idea. You should have been so thankful with just your allergy tired.
My gosh, it's so real.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So the big world record that Nikki and I were talking about that is insane is the longest breath holding.
It's weird.
I don't even know how to say it. The longest you could hold your breath.
Yeah. And then we've talked a few about other world records that have been set during COVID because a lot of people have been home with maybe roommates and you're just bored. But this one is this is next level. This is official. This is not saying the others aren't real because those are real too. But this is, I didn't even know this was possible.
All right. So we've got a guy, Budimir Sobat. He's from Croatia, the town of Sisak, and he is raising money for earthquake victims in his area. He also said that he was inspired by his daughter who has, I believe it was cerebral palsy or something like that. And so he managed to break the world record.
It was his own record.
His own record, yeah. It was his original record. Was 24 minutes and 11 seconds.
Of holding his breath.
His goal this time was to hold his breath for 26 minutes. He wanted to break his record by 2 minutes. He managed to break it by 22 seconds. He went 24 minutes, 33 seconds.
How do you hold your breath that long?
Well, it says he trained, and like there are these different things he's been doing. And this is key, that he, for like however many minutes leading up to his attempt, he would breathe pure oxygen. So like he had a tank of pure oxygen.
And that's just all throughout him. And
you can get, is the word hyper-oxygenated? There is a way that you can do that. It's also dangerous. And it's something that a lot of free divers will do, where they'll go down without tanks and you're able to, like, I don't know if it would be hyper or hypo-oxygenate your blood. And a lot of times they'll be like, oh, I can hold my breath for 5 or 6 minutes and they'll dive. This guy, what is he doing?
So he's a former bodybuilder and he focused on static diving in the past. He was one of the world's top 10 divers before he worked on these records. So with years of training and conditioning, he's trained his body to pump oxygenated blood around his body, especially his brain, more slowly. So because it's more slowly, he can hold his breath for longer.
So this is interesting. Like they call him doing oxygen puts him in a different category. There's something they call static apnea, which is holding your breath but no special oxygen or anything. Yeah. And that world record is in the 12-minute region.
He also has this. They say that we'd never get to that point here, but not like with training, but he had to prepare because your body, about 18 minutes into this, your body will start to, like your muscles will start to spasm. So he had to also prepare and train for how to keep his body from doing that. And then, coming up for air just because of the spasms.
What?
No way. No way.
No.
No, but congratulations to him. I did not think you could do that for 24 minutes and 33 seconds. That's his new world record for holding his breath.
It's insane, but, good on you.
That's what he trains for.
Count me out.
He did it.
Man, look, DJs can't go that long without opening their mouth. Yeah. We're 30 seconds tops.
All we can do is just talk a lot. I mean, we can control our breathing that way, but that's it.
And I mean, I have spasms, but it's not related.
The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on RadioU.
It's time for you to start wearing glasses.
Glasses?
Yep, that's right.
Do I need to wear glasses? Is this a look that we're going for?
No, it's time for you to get some AR glasses so you can constantly have the information being pumped directly into your visual cortex.
So does that mean like the ones where, your schedule pops up and it would be, you're wearing your glasses and it would just show within your vision, like in your line of sight?
Yeah, or if you'd be walking around and it recognized something, it could pull information for you.
Yeah.
Just think about it with face recognition. If you're bad with names, it could pop up names for you.
Actually, that could be helpful. Virtual reality, I wasn't really interested in like for gameplay of just where the goggles totally enclose your world. But these sort of glasses is kind of like I wear my Apple Watch. It would be a help to you during your day. So you could just wear them all the time.
I think that sounds terrifying. Because I don't know, like just the idea
of make you sick after a while. But I mean, if you wear glasses, so you'd be used to wearing something.
I know, but one of the things that annoys me is just that the amount of visual noise that you have to filter every day. And it's so like you're totally used to it by now, like all the different internet ads you don't look at, all the things you don't look at.
And what would it do?
Now all of a sudden you've got that stuff right in your eyes. Well, Niantic, they're a company that are right now working on concepts for these glasses. And they are saying that they're not interested in building them themselves, but they're trying to put together a pair of AR glasses that someone else would license and build. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, like I'm supposed to know who Niantic is. Let me help you a little bit. Are you familiar with Pokemon Go?
Did they build that?
Remember that? Remember how
it had
insane?
A resurgence last year. It did.
It did.
So it's not like it went anywhere.
It did not. Like it is totally a thing. So now all of a sudden, remember how you had to pull your phone out to grab Pokemon? Now you're just sitting around and like, oh, did you see that? There's the Pokemon over there.
It would just be a part of your vision again. You would just see it with your glasses.
Whoa.
That has some legs for that side of it.
Oh, it absolutely does. That's what makes it terrifying.
Not if you're a Pokemon player.
We're gamifying reality in a point where I'm like, and I'm the game guy, and I'm still just like, I don't know if this is a good idea, guys.
Well, it might your body sometimes has to take a break.
Yeah.
And again, I don't wear glasses, but I assume like when you're done wearing glasses, does it feel nice just to take them off?
It does.
Unless you can't see.
Well,
unless you're then totally blind.
I am nearsighted, but that's actually glasses is one of the reasons why I switched to contacts. Contacts would wear my eyes out a lot faster than glasses do.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, when I take my glasses off, this is usually before bed, because you kind of get used to wearing them all day. But I'll sit down and read, and it is nice to take them off. And I sit down and read a book on my Kindle. I forced myself to turn my iPad off.
Yeah.
I forced myself to put my phone down. And, with these glasses, I'll never take them off, and I always have my iPad right in my face.
I can just go back to like when 3D movies used to be a thing, and you'd wear the glasses for the movie, and I'd have to literally take them off just to give a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Because it was just so much, it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
But for these, it depends on how much your life, how integrated it is, and would you take these glasses off? And, what would it be like when I take my watch off at the end of the day? You take your glasses off.
You know what this is right here? This is just going to end up being one more thing. And like, it'll be like my kids or my grandkids who will be like, Grandpa's always whining about taking off the glasses. What's his problem?
That could be how it goes. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, I guess.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, right now, you and I live in a world where it hasn't happened yet, but this time tomorrow, it will be out there. The new Godzilla movie will be with us. You and I will no longer live in a world where we can't see Godzilla versus Kong. We will officially live in a Godzilla versus Kong world.
We will. It'll be
That's
out
amazing.
tomorrow. I know. Even though I feel like
the whole world changes tonight.
Listen, I was more excited, I feel like, though, back a couple of months ago. Like, it just said it was coming.
No,
now
you know
that
why
we're
that
almost
is?
here, now it feels like pressure.
It's the weight of the world is settling in.
Yeah.
When I showed you the trailer, you just got excited about the spectacle.
Yeah.
And now today you're thinking like, how am I supposed to fit that in?
Is it going to be that good? But I am
how am
excited.
I supposed to get my schedule in line so I can watch Godzilla?
I am excited. I don't plan on going to the theater to watch it, but I'll watch it at home.
I want to keep telling myself I'm going to the theater, but snowball's chance in warm places.
What about next week when you're on vacation? Is there a movie theater near where you'll be at?
No, I am going to a secluded location on purpose.
He's going to the woods, so there's not one nearby.
I'm going to go out there with, was it Hemingway or who was the guy that wrote the book? Emerson. I'm going to go out with Emerson and I'm going to write in my journal and I'm going to experience nature.
So no theaters.
No theaters, yeah. There's still Wi-Fi if I got desperate, but no theaters.
Well, I was going to say, we're not going that far into the woods.
I'm not an animal.
How could you even?
Right. So they are, that all happens tomorrow. And today they've made a little announcement like, hey, do you think Godzilla versus Kong looks cool? Well, guess what? The director of Godzilla versus Kong is going to make a Thundercats movie.
Oh, which one were Thundercats?
Thundercats, Eye of Thundera. They made, there was like 80s cartoon. And then I want to say it was like 10 years ago, they had a reboot that ran on maybe Cartoon Network. And the reboot went for a season, but it didn't last. I actually thought that reboot was kind of good.
I always can confuse, like, what was Voltron? Which one was that?
That's the 5 lions that make the giant robot. Okay. And that, of course, was on Netflix.
That's it. So Thundercats
that ran
is different.
For a bunch of seasons. That Voltron show was good. What did they call it? Voltron? It wasn't Defender of the Universe. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know if people are as concerned about that. You don't have to worry about it.
You're right.
If you are, I think they can figure out that info on their own.
Okay, yeah. So, but that's what they're saying, that he's the guy that is going to take Godzilla versus Kong. He's going to pivot his success
into Thundercats.
Yes.
And Thundercats, would it be a live action or a?
Yeah, it would be live action.
Live action Thundercats.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like something that would work to me. But
sometimes when you say things out loud, without the trailer.
Yeah, okay.
Because you can't see the vision. You just know someone has a vision for it. I'm just thinking of like all the YouTube videos where it's just, house cats with lasers coming out of their eyes.
Sure.
I'm sure it'll be something different.
Well, I mean, okay, let's think about this, Nikki. If we want to kind of deconstruct it, if I said to you like, hey, do you want to see a movie where a monkey and a lizard fight? And you'd be like, not really.
I don't like animals fighting.
That just seems a little ridiculous. But, you turn it into Godzilla and King Kong and it's like, actually, I think I will watch the lizard monkey fight.
Well, we'll see
sounds nice.
We'll see how it goes, and then I guess we'll just hold our thoughts on Thundercats. The guy who's doing Godzilla versus Kong is going to do that. We'll hold our thoughts on that until we see a bit more.
Thundercats, are they like cats from Australia?
I like this quote. He vows his Thundercats film won't look like Cats. You remember the Cats remake?
I didn't even think about that.
He vows it won't look like that.
Oh, gosh.
You're listening to The Riot. Let's all work together today to live life with the patience of a Nikki dealing with an Obadiah.
Gotta hang in there and get through it.
You're listening to The Riot.
Well, I'll tell you, these days you go get a vaccine. You get a vaccination card. They're like, don't put it online. Don't show it to people because people are going to steal your identity because whatever. But, one of the issues that we're not addressing is the fact that you pull that vaccine card in and out enough and it's going to the edges are going to get frayed. You run the risk of losing it. What's a person supposed to do with that vaccine card?
So it is literally just paper then.
Yeah. Well, Nikki, why don't you stop on by and get some free vaccination lamination?
So you can laminate the card? I guess that makes sense.
Staples
and Home Depot.
And Office Depot.
Oh, Office Depot.
I made the same mistake when telling someone last night. Staples and Office Depot are offering for free to laminate your vaccination card.
So I assume you wouldn't laminate it until you were done with both shots, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So you'd have to wait.
But think about this, okay? You get both your shots, then you take your laminated vaccination card on over to the Krispy Kreme, and every day as you're pulling it out, you don't have to worry about it becoming damaged.
So right now, the paper version, that's the CDC card, is about the only type of proof you'll get. And there are some companies that are working on a smartphone, like an app. So that way you could have digital proof, kind of like your insurance card is.
I think it was New York City might be doing a demo of that in the coming weeks of like an electronic proof.
Yeah. Now, when I was in school, all I did is you just take tape. And you just do, lines of tape, and there it's laminated. So
no, you don't know, Nikki. We can go on over to the Office Depot.
I don't want to go. Why do I want to go
in
to
some of their chairs?
I don't want to go over there.
This is a nice office chair.
Is
my mom done getting printer paper yet?
That's what I feel like. Like, sorry, Staples and Office Depot. I just can't go into places. It's just too much. I didn't like to in the first place.
No, Nikki, now that you're vaccinated, you can go into places.
That's not the reason. I just don't like going into places. I don't like going into stores.
Hey, listen, guys, I'm sorry, but
I don't want to wait in line.
I just don't like it here.
And I don't think they want to hear that. Can they come out and get it from the car?
Can you guys I'll hand it to you, take it in, laminate it, and bring it back out. I'm afraid I might buy something if I go in there.
I'll just buy something on Amazon and that'll do it. I'll just buy an at-home lamination kit. Because I don't want to go in.
You know what? What does that cost?
Oh, I don't think we need that.
No, it doesn't matter. Do we need that
for anything else?
It doesn't matter. Let's see, laminator.
Is there something you can get?
What? You can get a laminator for like $20?
Yeah, see, we don't need to go in. I don't want to go in. Oh my gosh,
Nikki, we are laminating everything. Look out. You know how we used to have labels everywhere? We're labeling them all now.
No, wait. Okay. You know where they get you, though? How much is the lamination stuff that you got to put in there? I bet that's where they really get you. It's like the ink with the printer.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Here we go. If you buy the Amazon Basics laminator, which is a thing, that's $25.95. If you get it with 200 sheets, okay, it's unavailable. All right. A 50-pack of sheets raises that to about $10.
There you go.
So
I don't have anything else to laminate.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Like Scotch, the tape people, they're laminating pouches. And the Amazon Basics, they're basically $100 laminating sheets for $14.
It's not bad.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. That's going to be like a whole afternoon.
It's like, what'd you guys do today? Don't ask.
Just like your teacher used to.
All right, so that is something Staples and Office Depot are offering, but as you can tell,
why go? Do your own laminations.
Get your own, and then you might have other things in your wallet you should be laminating.
Can you think of anything right now you want laminated? Me either.
I don't have any paper. I mean, all my stuff, it's digital. Like all my insurance stuff, that's all like health insurance, car insurance, it's all digital.
Do you have anything in my wallet we could laminate? Nope.
We don't even have cash.
Nope.
We don't even carry that.
We're going to find something.
We'll find something eventually.
All right, we're going to find something. We're going to get to laminating. Don't you worry.
We'll make it worth buying all that just so we don't have to go in the store because I just don't want to.
That'll teach you.
This is the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Oh, Nikki, this is fascinating.
What'd you
reading
find?
Right here. This is a study on narcissism, and whoa. Okay, so narcissism is, somebody that is just overly obsessed with themselves. Mm-hmm. So they break narcissism down into two kinds. Now, if you're some psych major, you probably know this, but this is news to me. They say that there is vulnerable narcissism, and then there is grandiose narcissism. So vulnerable narcissism is this kind where you're constantly like, I'm not good enough. I'm not, you're being vulnerable about all these things about you, but you're still making it all about you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's something.
I think that might be me. So I think I might be a vulnerable narcissist.
I don't think so.
No, Nikki, I am.
See, it's a trap. If you even want to acknowledge that you are, it makes you a narcissist. Anyways.
Stop telling me what I'm not.
I know what I am.
I know what I am. Okay. And I'm more vulnerably narcissistic than you and everyone.
Easy there.
Everybody just relax.
Everybody calm down. Okay, I get what they mean, though, by that. So you are being vulnerable online, but really it's still about you. And I think when you see someone who's doing that, a lot of people can kind of tell that's where they're coming from.
Sure.
Yeah, it's about being insecure.
And that they in this article, they also talk about how narcissism is one of the most commonly misunderstood issues, that it does not come from a place of self-aggrandizement, but it is actually a reaction to severe lack of self-esteem
and
lack of confidence. Yeah. That's really where almost all narcissism comes from, whether it's vulnerable narcissism or grandiose narcissism. Now, this is something else this is not in the article. This is just me thinking. Something that I've read about is like people that are high users of social media are also more likely to suffer from mental health issues. And I have often thought that super users of social media, it's not that they are, that the social media causes the problem. It's that they have a problem and social media becomes a place
it out more?
where it gets drawn out.
You think so? You don't
Sometimes
think
I do.
Maybe the person maybe it was buried down a lot and didn't have it as much, but it does. You have to have that. Like, that's the only thing that will come from being so involved in social media.
Maybe, maybe we can't make sweeping statements, which is a sweeping statement. But I agree with you in that, yes, it draws it out of some people, or like it kind of causes some kinds of mental health issues. But I also think that certain kinds of mental health issues are drawn to social media.
So if you
so it's a higher instance in that space.
It's all about being aware. If you find like you really want to get into the world of social media, but you have a lot of low self-esteem and you're very sensitive to criticism, they're saying that like that might not be the area to go into because it will really cause problems with that.
Yeah. So it's fascinating. And this vulnerable narcissism, I'm going to be reading about that. I'm fascinated by that concept because I see it. I have seen it. And so I don't know. I'm interested. They also say one of the key elements of narcissism is an inability to have compassion for others. Like you can't, it's all on you and you have a really hard time engaging with others about what's going on with them.
Sure. They're saying it's not self-love, but it's an inflated sense of like a self-loathing in disguise of self-love. So just something to be aware.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, Nikki, I'm so No, I'm not. But if I say I'm not, does that mean you are?
I don't even know. I feel like it is a trap no matter which way you go. I'm not sure.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on RadioU.
Man, this article is nuts. It's from the Washington Post, and it's one of those like investigative pieces on how people dealt with the pandemic and what they did. And it talks all about Anne Morrill. Anne Morrill bought chickens. She decided she wanted to start raising chickens. That was going to be like her pandemic thing.
Project.
Yeah. So she ordered 16 live chicks.
Yeah.
That got shipped to her.
And then she would raise them?
Yeah. She says it's been really awesome. And she loves these chickens. She said they all have really weird personalities. And, they're laying eggs and like all this stuff is happening. She said, but when you start raising chickens, you start becoming aware of things that you never thought of. You start having issues that you would have never thought about. And one of the biggest ones, well, two big ones. One is that chickens get sick. So you got to get the vet to take care of your chicken.
Oh, so you still have to. Oh, they still have to have some care from a doctor.
They do.
Do you bring your chicken into a chicken vet, or do they come to your house, or what?
Truth be told,
I don't know. A farm vet.
You could probably do both. I'll bet you could find a vet
that would take the chicken
for the right price would be happy to come to your house, Nikki, and take care.
I think my vet, because I'm not near as many farms, but I think my vet has gone to farms to do vet stuff. But she said it was only concerning like a horse,
right?
Especially
Things
if the
that are
horse
hard to come in.
If the horse has to go to heaven, bring the horse in. They just do that there.
It's easier to ship them to heaven directly from the farm than it is from the animal hospital.
Yeah, you can't bring the horsey in.
So the Rainbow Bridge, it has to be wider there.
It starts at home.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, it does. So,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then the other issue she's had, and I suppose if you're a lover of chickens, this isn't funny, but she was like, we have free range chickens and it's so great. And then one morning she went out to call the chickens and she was like, why aren't they coming? Why aren't they coming? She said, anytime the chickens don't come out, it's a really bad sign.
Yeah.
It turns out that 9 of the 16 chickens
were killed.
No more.
I watched that Homestead Rescue. I know all about this stuff.
She said essentially
Predator?
Everything eats chickens.
Oh, it does? And they'll come to get them?
They are like the bottom of the food chain. And so she's pretty certain it was a flock. Wow. A flock of hawks that came in and ate the chickens.
This one episode of the show where like homesteading is, you live like off the grid. And so you have your own stuff and they had chickens and the chickens always died. But yet they wouldn't put the chickens in a place to keep them safe because they wanted them to just walk around and be free. But it's like, they're free to die.
Free to die, yeah.
Free to absolutely die. And then finally they understood you could have like a larger safety area for them. Or at night you would put them in there so they wouldn't all die. Dude, that'd be a weird world. You having chickens.
You can just hear that discussion. Like,
Did you get the birds?
Why don't you protect the chickens? And they're like, because that's what the government wants to do. They want to put you in a building to keep you safe, but you ain't free.
That's it. And you're like, well, yeah, but you have
these
none
are
left.
chickens. And you were going to kill the chickens anyway.
Anybody have chickens? Like, anybody have that?
Oh, you know what?
You don't want to? Okay, you don't want to find out?
What I don't want to do is get a percentage of the RIOT's audience that have chickens. I feel like it's a really high percentage, and I mean, if we started reading the farm report, people would be thrilled.
This one lady on an episode had like 200 chickens, and then she developed an attachment to all of them. So when it came time to, pick the chicken who had to go.
Yeah.
I thought she would have a tough time, but no, she's like, I know the one. She goes over and just gets the one. She must have been waiting on it. Like she didn't like this guy.
That chicken was on her bad side.
Out of all the other ones, she's like, no, this one can die. This one can be eaten.
Oh.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
When you need illicit substances, make a run for the border.